What's up, everybody? Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, it's just Keith. How about we just go with Keith? Because, man, Keith is tired. But hey, we're here, we're alive. Every day above dirt is a good day. Let's try to make the most of it, right? I certainly say these things, even though they don't come true. We try to have a better day every day that we come across. Yeah. So let's try to make today somehow a little bit better. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we're going to try. Welcome to Crypto Before Dark. If you haven't done so, if you care to, go give us a like. We do this twice a week. We come on here and try to preach the truth, even if it sucks. Okay. You're going to get a lot of bullshit hopium, a lot of lies and deceit, a lot of horse shit from a lot of other people. I was made aware of 17 different channels today talking about at least $1,000 XRP. Yeah. While prices plummet, we're over here talking about $1,000 XRP. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we even talking about? Anyway, appreciate everybody watching. If you're over on YouTube, go give us a like and subscribe while you're there. You know, Google Trends tells me that most of you guys who watch don't subscribe. So it'd be great if you did, right? What's really interesting is, you know, we started this with 0 subscribers and we got all the way up to almost 11,000. But we hit a flat wall and haven't had any new subscribers in over 4 years. I mean, honestly. So if you're out there and you're new and you're watching, hit subscribe, man. It would really help a ton. A lot of bullshit channels have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers, and we just don't have that. And there's a bazillion reasons why. We can come up with any subjective reasoning that you would like for that. But the truth is we just don't have that, and we probably never will. I don't spit enough bullshit, in my opinion, to make everyone want to listen and like and love it. They would rather be told lies than the truth. And I guess that's just the way it is. So anyway, we're going to get into this. I'm going to go through a few things here. I'm going to try to educate you the best I can on what I think. And then you're free to kind of make your own mind up and decide what you think or don't think and decide what you'd like or you don't like, right? So we're going to concentrate on just a few coins today. Why is that? Well, because there's no point looking at a whole bunch of altcoins because 95% of them won't exist this time next year. So we got to keep it real with ourselves about that. And it's just what it is. Most of these look terrible. If you're in a lot of these coins, they're probably not going to exist anymore. So if you think yours is special, gosh, are you ever wrong? Now, you think you know what you hold. I get it. You think if you hear enough hype and enough news that, you know, yours will be worth more money than the other ones. Well, that's opinion, not fact. Unfortunately, we live in a fact-based world, not an opinion-based world. And the facts are it looks bad for most. So we're going to stick to the top ones and we'll kind of go through this. We're going to go for about 30 or 35 minutes today. Got some stuff I got to take care of. I'm dad first. Okay. I hope you guys can understand that. I would like to do long, drawn-out videos like we used to, but no one watches them anyway. So let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start with XRP. No, I'm not. I'm going to start with Bitcoin here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about liquidity and why it matters as much as it matters, because we're able to look at this stuff and kind of see stuff playing out live for us and see how the market really takes a punch and gives a punch and how hard it can hit back. I've got the liquidity graph in front of you here, and this is from CoinGlass, and I'll actually share this link right here for everyone in the chat, so you'll have it as well. There you go in Coinbase and YouTube. Here it is in Rumble. And here it is over on X for all you guys to be able to see it. It's in the comment of the videos there. And if you can't click that link, here's a different one. There you go. Paste, click, go. There you go. There's the link for CoinGlass. You can see exactly what I see. And there's multiple different charts on here to show you multiple different things. But The one I got right here is Bitcoin total aggregate, meaning all the different exchanges, amount of liquidations in either direction. You can see all the green right here. These are short liquidations, and all the red right here, these are long liquidations. The number on the left right here is about $37 million worth of longs at the moment on any one given day. And that's about $1.16 billion in shorts. I'll bump this out to the 7-day because some of you are going to say that data is too close to look at, Keith. Fine. Let's step it out to a week. There are 39 million longs, $39 million worth of longs over a week. There are $3.35 billion worth of shorts. Do you hear me? $3.35 billion worth of shorts compared to 35 million in longs. 100x more shorts than longs. It's getting a little outrageous. Now, there's a couple different ways of going about this. What do you think is going to happen? Well, it's clear that the bears are in charge. And while they did start taking some profits yesterday, you saw this number right here drop down to about 700 billion. It's back up to 1.1 billion now. You had some people get cold feet on their shorts, but now they're back in. And if they weren't out long, they're back in rather rapidly. And you've seen no such action here on the weekly chart. The bears are steadfast. There's only a little bit of long liquidation even left to take. We're running out of every bit of longs over here to even go after. The purple and the blue down here, which you can barely see, are 10 and 25x leverage. They start to run out at about 103. And honestly, folks, if we get down that low, it's all over anyway. So I'll go back to the daily here just because it's a little easier for us to go day to day than it is to go week to week. That liquidation levels in orange, which are 100x leverages, they've recently started to come in here in the last couple of hours, honestly, after the big fall happened. So what'll happen is a trade will go in at 1078, but you have liquidation behind that because you go into a trade with some margin behind it that gives you some cushion in case the price goes down. So let's say you enter at 1078. Your liquidation price will be a little lower than that. So where would that be? Well, this chart here kind of shows you where that would be. And those are at 106.7 and then down all the way to 105.6 would be the last bit of long liquidations if none of them leave right now. $3.35 billion over a week worth of shorts still running. 1.15 billion worth of shorts running 1 24-hour period right now, currently. 39 million longs. Absolutely getting destroyed over here on longs and shorts. Now, the optimal side of this, well, there's a ton of there's a ton of shorts to attack if you needed something to attack. But I'm going to warn you. Let's talk about the tug of war here. The microphone is the center where that red line is I just showed you. That red line would be the microphone. Bears are over here. Bulls are over here. The red line is now yeah, that's how bad it is. It's not even in the screen anymore. The bears have taken it all the way over there. It's going to take something drastic for this to move back the other direction and not just a couple buys. It's going to take sustained overnight, multiple periods of high volume longs before any of this breaks. Simply put, the bears have too big of a foothold and they're a little bit too strong to be toppled. They're going to have to back way off for any longs to take grip. Simple as that. If you thought that was going to happen right now, or yesterday, or the day before, or the day before that, or the day before that, you were wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. Let's go down a little bit lower so we can get a better grasp of where all the longs and shorts are. All the red lines that you see here represent short levels where they entered with high leverage. You can see each single one of them over and over and over and over and over. All the green lines that you see are the longs. Yeah, there are no longs. Sorry about that, everybody. There's no long levels on the chart to even put on the screen. Sorry about that. That's how bad it is. Just to be real with everybody. So it's either right here at the edge of being over with or already over with. Simple as that. And I'm going to back out a little bit here so you get a little bit better view of it. Here's the daily chart where I showed you a second ago. You can see that we're only making lower lows and lower highs here. After this run up, it immediately erased every single bit of it that came in, just like it did back here. Erased every bit of any longs that came in. Snap your fingers and it's over. The same thing happened back a couple months ago. Run up, fail, run up, and then this extremely long run down right here that lasted the entire quarter one. Well, we're in quarter four now, and we just started it 16 days ago, and so far we have had 10 out of 16 days be red. Awesome, huh? Fun times, yeah? This is what it's like, all right? This is what it's going to be like forever. I need you guys to understand that. The old stuff is gone. There are going to be no more, oh, bullish news on a partnership that made it go way up. Nope, that's gone. This is the new normal. You wanted mass adoption and you got it. Congratulations. Wait, man, I can't wait until mass adoption happens. Boy, just imagine all the, yeah, here you go. I hope you enjoyed. I constantly clamored that I wanted this to be the Wild West, and I didn't want a bunch of stupid rich people in this who think they run the world to be involved. Now you got them, and this is what we get. Warned you all, this is the way it would be. And here we are. Sucks. Longfellow laughs. Sorry, I didn't mean to make anything funny. Unless you're just laughing at me, which I'm pretty used to by now. So here's the daily chart. It's under every moving average except the 200, which is the last bit of hope here. The 200 moving average happens to be in line with this trend line that I got on the screen here. This is it. If it doesn't hold this, cooked. Furthermore, if I back out to the weekly, it's already under the weekly 21 EMA. This needs to close above 110, really 111 by the end of the week, which is a day. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. As you see, it's nothing but pure, unadulterated sell pressure. There's your 4-hour RSI. Here's your daily RSI. You cannot mistake the head and shoulders that's happening on almost every chart, on almost every time frame. This is extremely, extremely bearish looking. Ichimoku cloud, full on failure. All your oscillators look bad. Here's your pivot points. You're under the pivot on nearly every asset. Doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, or any of them. And we'll go through some more here in a moment, but I want you to see that it's across the board nuclear wasteland. Now, are some of these above the wicks? Sure. Sure, but I need you to understand some of these wicks are horse shit. All right, let's jump over to XRP here. As you see, I'll even do the kindness of recording this one because, hey, it's XRP. And a lot of people are laughing. I don't know if I said anything funny. I didn't really mean to. But if I said something funny and somebody got some humor out of all this crap, then I'm kind of happy, I guess, because it's been rough. Yeah, this stuff will push you right to the edge, fellas, ladies. So here's XRP. You're under every moving average, terribly bearish. You're under the Ichimoku cloud, terribly bearish. Pivot points, nope, under every single one of those. Here's your RSI. You're damn near oversold again. After the big sell-off, you were oversold. It's going back for a double oversold. MACD, that's a joke. That's gone with the wind. That's all the really indicators you needed for a daily. Let's go over to weekly. Yeah, doesn't look much better there. You're failing the 50 moving average on the weekly right now. You didn't even bother holding it or even trying to hold it. It immediately failed it. That's terribly bearish. As far as the pivots go, you're all the way back down to 178 here to catch support on the weekly. And if that happens, I mean, you can chalk it up. It's going to be mid-year next year before you get anything at all, even minimal. So you don't want to see that happen. As far as the weekly Ichimoku cloud, there's your shining light. You're still over the weekly cloud here. But I want to warn you that when this happens, it's taking forever before it does anything. This is the last time it was over the weekly cloud. In the last bull run, right about this exact same time, last bull run, it failed and went underneath the cloud and took an eternity to get back over. And then we can go all the way back to 2016. Same about time, right? This was right around October, November. It was right on top of the cloud on the weekly chart, as you see right there. And then it shot up, had its last move, and then it was cooked for an entire 7-year time frame. So let's be mindful here that things have turned for the worst and they're not improving. I needed to see some bounces with some high volume and sustained those volumatic bounces for a extended period of time, and we've simply not gotten that. I caught some great rebates on those drops, but they are not working out. It looks like everything's getting worse and worse and worse and not better and better and better. Everyone's got their fingers crossed for the president to come on TV and say something fun so that the price will go up. That ain't going to work. When you start pinning your hopes and dreams on a politician, you're going to lose. Sorry. People are pinning their hopes and dreams on ETFs and timelines and all this other stuff. If you're going to pin your fingers on that and cross your fingers hoping that that comes and saves you, you're going to lose. Sorry. Don't know what else to tell you. That's not how it works, and it's not how it'll ever work. I love it when people talk to me about how the news makes the charts go up until it does the other thing and it doesn't make it go up, and then we don't talk about that. We only talk about it when it's the way we want it to work. That's what we call subjective. It's not objective. But we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to do it by feelings, because feelings is what really matters. I can't say anything good right now. I need to see trend lines broken, moving averages broken, volume come in, something. And we have absolutely nothing across the board just yet. So at this point on a Thursday, it looks awful. I've already started to move stuff over into the stock world. I may continue to do that. I can't sit here and sit on losers. I'm sorry, that's not who I am, and that's not who I'll ever be. So as long as these things continue to fail and continue to lose, I'm going to continue to sell off and think it's over and think it's a bear market, because we've already been in a year-long bear market. Aside from a few coins, we've been in a year-long bear market for most of these. So you've had 3 months or 2.5 months of green compared to years of red. You got to see the writing on the wall on that, folks. I see the writing on the wall, and the shit's getting more vivid every day. All right, so let's check out Ethereum. Ethereum failed the 50, the 100 now. Back tested the 100 and failed it again. 821 EMA is starting to cut through the 100. Not great. All bearish. Pivot point, you do have some pivots here for Ethereum. There's your S1 pivot, and here's your S2 pivot. These are likely support reversal points. You can see that it did bounce S2 and tried to reverse back up, went straight to the pivot line, only to get rejected and pushed right back down into S1, which is now starting to fail, as you see right there in the middle of the screen. Not good. She's logging off. So technically, it's still a higher low, but this thing is hanging on by an absolute thread here. Anything more than this low right there, where you see my buy line in it, really, anything more than that low, cooked. Absolutely cooked. The only thing we got out of this was a little bit of recovery, only to have the market reject it right back in our faces, like it's done over and over and over and over and over again. It turns out only a few really come out great for this bull run. Only a few. It's almost like we knew that was going to happen, and we still got taken by it. Maybe we'll learn our lesson one day. Ichimoku cloud rejection, not great. That's bearish. How about the oscillators? Do they show us anything good? Nope. RSI pointing down, failing toward 40 now. Break 40, that's nasty. MACD, that's a joke. It hasn't been good since August, and that was only for a little bit. It made its run up, and then boom, big failure, and hasn't come back since. Another extended slowdown, just like we had back here in December of 24 that lasted an entire 3 months. So are we doing that all over again? I mean, honestly, it kind of looks like it. We might not get anything till November or December, if at all. If you go down to 4-hour charts, that's when it gets really nasty, because you see these head and shoulders start to pop up, right? Head and shoulders right here. You saw it on Bitcoin. Clean as day, head and shoulders right here, including your drops down. Until these break, it's bearish on top of bearish on top of bearish with no buy pressure. I would love to say otherwise, but it's just not true. And I don't like to come on here and bullshit people. Y'all know me. I don't like the bullshit people. Shout out to the people who are watching. Mr. XRF says, let's go, Downtober. I thought the orange man said we get tired of winning because we'd win so much. Well, yeah, a couple people won, right? Made a lick on CHF swing trade. May go back to forex scalping. Same. Don't know what I want to do yet. Shout out to the guys who reposted it. DeFi Dave, Philip, Jeremy Dorian, Hudat, Avax. Appreciate you. Trader Onion laughed at me. I guess I appreciate that too. Covey Barger from Ohio. Shout out. RS Vita. What's up? Good to see you, Miss Ariana. How are you? Crypto Big D. Wesley Hart. Liz, how are you, ma'am? Colo, and then Longfellow laughed at me. So, hey, some good, some bad. I didn't expect this many people to be on here, honestly. I thought that this would be way worse. It's almost 500 people watching, and I hate to be so downtrodden, but you guys, I keep it real. I'm not the bullshit channels. I want to pull them up, but then that would be giving them attention. But someone shared it over in the Discord. 1,000 XRP sounds insane until you break it down. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're so full of shit. And yet you get 500 likes on it and 100,000 views because you come on there and bullshit everyone. Unbelievable to me. It is unbelievable to me that people come on YouTube and post stuff that is absolute horseshit. $10,000 XRP, $1,000 XRP, $589 XRP, and you know who you are. You're bullshitting everyone over and over and over and over again. You're giving all of us a bad name. All of us a bad name. Well, it's the partnerships, Keith. Don't you understand that they're getting into this market and that market? And look what happens to the price. Down and down and down. What you're going to say is, oh, well, the price will go up eventually. How do you know that? That's guessing. It hasn't yet. When will it? Been a long time now. Been 11 years. We're still flirting around with the same prices after 11 years. When are you going to give up on the bullshit? Are you going to give up on the bullshit? Or do you just really, really like getting attention on YouTube? Because that's the way it seems to me. Seems to me like you like getting backdoor deals, taking the money from those people, and then bullshitting on the front end. Guess who doesn't do that? Guess who doesn't get the bunch of subscribers and likes and views? Pretty interesting how that works, isn't it? I can't make you guys change. You're going to keep watching who you watch. There's nothing I can do to stop you. You're going to keep putting coins in your names like that's going to make the price go up. Like everybody needs to know how smart you are. But I ask you, how much longer are you going to fall for it? I can't try to help everybody forever. People aren't going to listen to me. You already don't listen to me. You're going to have to fail on your own. And I only wish that you didn't do that. I only wish that you would stick to the charts and learn how to do it for yourself and turn off the bullshit and stop giving them so much attention. The more attention you give them, the less attention the people who are actually here to try to help get. I don't know how else to say it to y'all. And I don't expect it ever to get better either. I expect it only gets worse. All right, so how about a couple more, right? Let's pull up Solana. All right, so it was one that kind of looked better than others. Guess what?
Gotcha, bitch.
Right back down she goes. Looked good amongst all this mess of lines in here. Let me pull up a clean chart for you. Oh, that's even worse. Look at that trend line failure that I drew a while back. Not great, huh?
Damn.
I know. All right, so you failed all the moving averages, and it did start to improve, jumping off the 200, over the 100, and into the moving averages. Never quite made it back to the 50. Right there, the 50 moving average, never made it there. And now it's just simply rejected and going from whence it came back toward the 200 moving average. That is a perfect back test of the 100 moving average. Too bad moving averages don't work, right? Exactly. A lot of people who have quit and give up on me love to talk shit from the background, would never say this stuff to me in front of my face. That's my favorite thing about all of it. You'd never come and say this to my face. It's always behind a keyboard. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then when I actually get to talk to some of you, you can't get a word out edgewise because you're too flustered because you didn't think I would actually talk to you. I'm just a normal person. I'll talk to anybody. Okay? I'm not afraid to stick by what I know. All right, so you failed every pivot. You're working down through the S1 back toward the S2 from whence you bounced. Not great. Ichimoku cloud, that's a joke. That's going to take forever to get right again. How about the RSI and the MACD? Solana never went oversold, which was interesting during the big fall. It held up pretty well, and now it's leaking. All right, so MACD, same story. Absolute shit show. The big push here was at the end of the year, and since then, you've never regained another foothold. And while the price has recovered some and continued to move up, it never took back what it had. This ended up being a few month long push, and that was it. That was it. After 4 years of waiting, you get a few months of up. A few months. That's it. Now, I can go through a bunch more charts, but let's get down to the monetary part of this that really, really sucks to hear. And I'll let the low time frames run in the background here while I do this, right? Let's pull up the really ugly stuff. Let's go down to 5 minute, where it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Look, you got no buy pressure at all. And where's our new liquidations at here? Oh, I turned them off. Let me pull that back up. There we go. Bam. So, yeah, we're looking at 107.5, 107.3, 107.3, 106.9, so basically 107. And then there's a big spike right here at 106.7. Let's see if this guy jumps out or not, because that's 100x leverage. $18 million worth of longs right there. That's a nice, round, juicy target for those bears to attack. And that'll really probably kick us out of everything if it happens, right? So monetarily speaking, they're talking about cutting rates. I've seen multiple bullshit influencers. One of them is named Ted on Twitter. Or X. I hate to even mention him by name, but he's so full of shit. Just a clickbaiter. But it's always the same bullshit. I know why it happened. Here's why it happened. It's all subjective opinion and no facts. This has never been a 4-year cycle. It's never been that. It's never. Here's the 4-year cycle chart. As you see, still pretty darn close. Still pretty darn close. So you're flat out wrong about that. You're doing opinion over facts, right? So it's still pretty close, even if it's not perfect. I never said it would be perfect. I said it would be close, and it is close. It's always been about policy. So it's a fairly known fact that they cut rates down to almost zero back after the pandemic, which ended up not even being real. They cut rates all the way down to zero, and everything took off. Great. Appreciate that. We know that. But back in 2013, and then in 2015, things were different. They did not cut rates all the way down to zero. We charted that out in a previous live stream. Are they going to cut rates more? Well, they say they're going to cut rates 2 more times by the end of the year, and there are only 2 FOMC meetings left. The government is still shut down, and they have not opened it yet. And since the government is still shut down and they have not opened it yet, the FOMC has no data to go off of to determine whether or not they should cut rates or not. So I ask you, if they're going to cut rates and they don't have data, why would they cut rates until they get the data? And they don't have any yet. Them not cutting rates makes it even worse. And why does cutting rates even matter? Cutting rates matters because once you cut rates, you spur inflation some. And then when you cut rates and start spurring inflation, you typically end up printing money or end in quantitative easing and ended quantitative tightening and started quantitative easing, which is loosening of policy. Quantitative easing involves printing money. Of course, printing money creates inflation, creates risk on assets going up, but they still haven't done that. They may not do that till the middle of next year, in the middle of a bear market, which we've been in for the likes of 8 months. So I ask you, what do we do and how much longer do we wait? Because of all the people that are going to come on here and bullshit you and tell you they know the answer because of this and this and this, and this is for sure going to happen because of this, the keep it real guy over here is going to tell you things look pretty damn grim. So until they change, I am subject to believe more red, more down, more red, more down, more red, more down, with a little sideways sprinkled in there. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. When we get off this live stream before the night ends, I'm probably going to sell everything off, take what I got and be happy with it. I've already started to buy stocks. Like I said, I have a large position in Tesla now, which has done pretty darn average for what it's worth, pretty darn average. And I'm not going to be too upset about that because most shit is way down. I'll take average at this point. I do think Tesla's got a lot of legs up. That's why I started buying more of it. I think it's going to hit 600 at some point. And if that's the case, I'd rather make something than watch all this shit bleed out. It's incredible to watch how this stuff has changed. I didn't think 95% of the coins would end during the bull run. I thought that would happen after the bull run. And I think that's what most people will tell you that's what they thought was going to happen too. Just worked out that they never even really had a bull run to begin with. All the new shit ones that came on, all the meme coins that came on that you guys had such a good time with, all the bullshit porn coins and OnlyFans coins that came out that you guys had such a good time with. All you ever did was give money to rich people. Congratulations. I hope you're happy with that one. All of this adds to what will come out to be a really, really shitty run for everything but a handful. Binance coin, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some XRP for a couple months, and then everything else has pretty much been trash. So I hate it had to be this way, but it is what it is. So I hope things improve. We'll see. That being said, everything looks like red ass over here on the right, and I don't see it improving anytime soon. Even if we go to top assets and look, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Palantir, Berkshire Hathaway, United Healthcare, the Russell Index, Circle, Riot, Coors, PayPal, CleanSpark, Mara, Robinhood, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, all of them getting punched in the face today with sell pressure. Mara is down 11%. That's a Bitcoin mining company. CleanSpark, heavily involved in crypto, minus 14% today. Coors, which was peaking with all-time high, had a decent day. Riot Miners, minus 12% today. Absolute shit show. Circle, USDC. Oh, we're super involved in the crypto space. We're the top leading technology. Minus 5% today. Everything is getting blitzed in the face. It's not just crypto. It's across the regions. I'm sick and tired of hearing about news. I'm sick and tired of hearing about politicians. I'm sick and tired of hearing about partnerships that don't mean a fucking thing. I'm sick and tired of hearing all the bullshit, and I just want us to keep it real with each other. Let's just keep it real with each other. And for me, things look awful. So I'm probably going to have to walk away from most of this at the end of the day, or at least start scaling out more. I made some really great buys and they worked out, but they're not going up anymore. And that's the case. I got to cut it where the bleeding stops. Right? Put the tourniquet on, so they say. So that being said, we were on here for 35 minutes, had over 600 people watching. That's pretty damn cool. I didn't expect that to happen. I'm going to bet next stream we don't have but 150. Right? Because you guys don't want to hear the truth. You want to hear bullshit. So I'm going to give you some bullshit real quick. XRP is going to moon just as soon as something happens. XRP is going to moon, fellas. You guys got to get ready. Pack your bags. Pack your bags because we're going to go flying.
Wrong.
Believe what you want to believe, all right? I can't change your mind. Go check your horoscope and look at the stars. That might help you too while you're at it, you know. But check your palms and all that other stuff. And maybe they'll be doing the certain thing and then they'll make the price go up and you'll be rich, right? Because if you manifest it in your mind, it'll totally happen. So just being real, right? I'm having a little fun at this point. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. See y'all guys on the next stream. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. It's becoming more and more difficult to have a better tomorrow, but we got to try. All right. Last but not least, Keith will tell you. If nobody else has told you, Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. You guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next stream. Sky's the limit. I'm out. Y'all be good. Peace.